Oh, hey guys, how are you today? I'm doing alright. Today's video, hi, this is Josie. Today's video is going to be about something that makes me kind of mad. Background, keep forgetting hooks. It'll be done at some point. I really want to do something really cool with this, and then I have to also get more wallpaper because I did not get enough, so there's that too. I want to talk about, I made a video a while back. I think it was called My Biggest Struggle with Ehlers-Danlos Syndrome, and I talked about in that video how my biggest struggle with Ehlers-Danlos Syndrome is to constantly accept change. I accepted the medical problems itself, but to constantly accept change is very difficult. If you haven't seen that video, I would suggest you seeing that video, but what I started noticing is a lot of people, I guess, get the concept of anxiety and depression associated with Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. First off, they've already connected anxiety and depression, especially anxiety, to people who have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. The Ehlers-Danlos Society did put out a study that spoke about the connection between EDS and anxiety and even depression as well, and actually a few other things. I will put it in the description below. I started going and seeing a therapist for different things a while ago, and I decided not to talk about it on here because I didn't want to be like, it's helping or it's not helping, and I didn't really want to put out there every ounce of information. But I would like to talk about mental health associated with EDS. I think that's very important because of this thing that I'm talking about today. What I've noticed is when I talk about medical problems and anxiety associated with medical issues and the depression that can just come along with medical problems, people tend to say back to me, especially therapists, they will say, maybe if you just accept your medical conditions, you won't feel this way anymore. So you're having an acceptance issue. You don't want to accept it, but you just need to accept it, and then you'll feel better. And that's not the case, at least for me. I know for some people that might be a real struggle to accept the fact that they have this. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. None of my diagnoses surprise me. But the hardest part is dealing with it. And I want to kind of dig more into this of saying me accepting my medical conditions is not going to take away the emotions of it. It's not. People could try. It's not going to. I'm still going to experience anxiety attacks the moment before I go and see a new doctor. I'm going to experience depressive episodes when I'm in flares, and I'm trying not to. I'm trying to get myself away from getting so upset and mad and distant from people when I have flares, because I don't know what's going to happen. The idea of the unknown is so crazy for me because I feel like every time I take a few steps forward, I get pulled back because of my medical problems. So it's like, yeah, there's so much, the anxiety surrounding food, oh my god, I can make a whole video about that. The overwhelming just feeling of some day-to-day things of what's going to happen? Is this going to be okay? Am I going to be okay? Can I get out of bed tomorrow? Will I be able to fall asleep tonight? And then the idea of getting into flares and then just being like, is this permanent? Am I going to land in the hospital? Am I going to die? It's terrifying. I try my best to manage my symptoms as much as I can, but the second that there is a flare, the feeling of failure just rushes through me. Idea of failure of I just spent weeks on this management, and it's worked. And now it's all gone. Poof. Accepting the medical conditions is not going to change my hatred for the condition. Nobody asked for Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. Nothing's going to change my feelings about how much sometimes I feel like a failure because I didn't think I was honestly going to be in this position at this age. There's times that I'll just get hit with the realization that I'm not where I wanted to be. And sadly, how much of it is due to medical stuff. You know, you hear people say, like, don't let your medical problems stop you. And I'm someone who says that every once in a while. But there are times that you go, I can no longer do this because of my medical problems. Like, if you are someone who tells people that they need to accept their medical conditions and all of their emotions associated, you'll be so happy about everything. Please stop saying that. Because so many people do not understand what it feels like to have this. And there are times I never ever want to wish this on anybody, but there are some times in my life where I go, I wish that person understood what it felt like to get out of bed in the morning. I wish that person understood how much energy it took to do everything that I did today and come home and be laying on the floor not wanting to take off my leg braces. I think you need to understand it. And you need to accept that some people work harder throughout the day than an average person to survive. Please just be an understanding person, and if you are someone who has been told this, how do you deal with it? Did you go through a point that you had to accept something and it did help? Or did you also go through points where you've already accepted it, but you still get mad at it, you still get upset and depressed and anxious over just things associated with it? I hope this video actually made sense. I will talk to you guys soon. I hope you have a good day and a good week, and I will see you soon. Bye.